Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Golden Girls. I'm Blanche. Next to me is Sophia. Below her is Rose. And under me is Dorothy.
Hey.
Welcome to the Coffee Klatch. Do you have your adult beverage ready to go? Be it coffee or anything else you would like to drink. Notifications just dropped, so yay.
Nice.
So let's take a second here. Excuse me. All of a sudden, my sinuses start running. And let's say hello to who's already here in the chat. We got Bora Bora, and we got somebody named Heart Centered Tarot. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus. Her.
Julie, and we got somebody Voices from the Swamp. I don't know who she is either. We got Mickey and Dorian and Nana. Who she is either. And Michelle is here from Astrological Tarot. Hi, Michelle. And Kristen and Mousy is here. And Earth Star One, Elena, Laura, Kathleen, Julie. We got a Dragonfly Crystal and a Cleo the Seer in here as well. I don't know these people. And we've got Allie.
Is all here.
Allie Zink and Linda Thompson and Connie B. And thank y'all for coming and spending some time with us. I would guess I'm going to stop there so we can get going, because if I keep reading, we'll just read all night long, just read names.
Yes.
Oh, Cat Mama just got here too. So
nice.
Lots of going on in the political world. What are these idiots doing now? Anybody want to throw something out, or you want me to call out some of the stuff I wrote down? So,
well, let's just first, we've got this thing going on with the disgraced former president who's in court and stuff. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but he looks very sad. He's just sad.
Aww.
He's just not doing well. And he has no control, and he's just like, why is this happening to me? And he wants to kind of stomp his feet and get all huffy and puffy. Instead, he just sits there and looks real pouty.
Yeah,
that's my you're all poopy buttheads. Look.
Is that like the 4-year-old? The 3-year-old.
Hi, Book. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Froxy. Okay, I had to grab those while I had a second. Yeah, you're right. The few pictures I've seen, I haven't been able to catch a lot of it because I've been at work. So, still trying to catch up from a week being gone.
Since a lot of this
world blew up.
Since a lot of this has been all these other court cases, it's real iffy about if they're going to be heard, and they're definitely if they're going to be heard before the election. And it looks more and more like it's not, but it could. But in the meantime, this is so much different because this doesn't have anything to do with him being president. And I'll tell you, his wife is just fit to be tied. She is so pissed off. And that might be the other reason why he's looking a little pouty. But no, his
time is up. She's ready to go.
Yeah. And he's just going to have a heck of a time because the judge has said, no, you're going to be here or you're going to be in jail. And, knowing Trump, I don't think he'd mind a bit going to jail, because then he can look around like me and Nelson Mandela, which are two worlds apart, but that's how he will try to make it look like.
I firmly believe that's why he's been pulling all this crap, trying to make them put him in jail so he can then be the martyr and fundraise off of it. Yeah. Or get some of these people to want to go out and bust him out or what. I don't know what it is in his head he think is going to happen, but still,
Well, it's not going to go, if that does happen, it's not going to go the way he thinks.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, oh no, they put him in jail. That's not right. No, because this is a whole different case. This is a whole
Yeah.
different case. And this is the people that are, I mean, the attorney, Michael Cohen, he has spent time in jail over this issue. Stormy Daniels, she's the head of this whole thing, and she knows exactly what's going on. And all these people are telling the truth. There's another person I can't really remember right now, but there's he's just going to be in trouble. And if he goes to jail, no, that's not going to help his campaign. But then he's looking around like, I can't go to my own son's graduation.
Oh,
Like he
and
ever
you know
went to
what?
any of
That's
the-
not what the judge said.
No, I know that's not what the judge
Yeah.
said. It depends on the timing and if they get
Yeah.
stuff done and stuff. He's just saying, the judge is just saying, no, this is a criminal offense.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in court like anybody else that is
Like
accused.
any other criminal defendant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, could you please adjust your schedule for me? Because,
Yeah.
never mind.
thank you. Yes.
Because I'm the former disgraced president.
But it looks
And I
like
caught a headline from Ross Story just before we came on. It said Trump and Fox were both caught in efforts to intimidate more jury members, and
Yeah.
the prosecutors have listed 7 breaches of the gag order to date.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, he's pushing it hard, wanting to get thrown in jail. He
Yeah.
thinks. I think when he actually gets thrown in there and they lock the door, he's going to have a come to Jesus moment and be like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be.
it's not
Meet
gonna be.
Bubba. Bubba,
But yeah,
you're
two of the jurors they picked, they let those 2 go because of those people were intimidated by Trump. And but then they also said that they've already got the whole group now. They've got 12, and they need.
Yes.
I think they need 6 more for alternates or something.
For alternates, yeah.
But it looks like they can start with those 12, and that means that Monday they can start the hearings, the actual court hearings. So
Maybe he'll stay awake.
and that means that Trump has to sit through his old attorney, Stormy Daniels, and whoever else, and he's got to sit there and just shut up and take it while they tell the truth.
You mean like a man? Take it like a man?
Yeah.
That'll be hard.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For
And yeah,
sure.
Book is right. Trump did not attend the other 4 kids' graduations.
No, did not.
They've been planning, Barron's graduation for years. He's been so looking forward to it. And my question my question to him would be, spell Barron. And when's his birthday?
He doesn't. And he's using his whole family as shields.
Yes.
He's using everyone as a shield. So
Yeah.
there it is.
No, thank you, Foxy.
Yes.
Cat Mama said they got their first alternate today.
Very good.
That's a good thing.
Oh, good. They're moving right along then because they've completed.
Okay, Book's wanting everybody to smash my thumb.
Bring that closer to
Oh, and that's the other thing. If they did put him in jail, he wouldn't have a phone. He
Yes.
wouldn't have anything. He would just be in a room by himself. Period. I don't know that they'd actually.
That's what I said. The worst thing they could do to him would be to take away his phone and his ability to communicate with his minions outside in the real world, or give him a phone and make him think he's texting stuff, but it's not really connected to anything. That would be a good way to do.
Yeah. Yes, Dorian. He made Tiffany pay for her wedding at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. What a jerk.
Yes. Yeah. But you know, he never did like Tiffany.
Which would explain why her in-laws have not been very eager to step up and offer him money, or her husband to step up. It's like, you ain't seen none of them people around during all of this. They have steered clear completely. And you don't hear from Tiffany. You don't hear from the in-laws.
Yeah. And I was reading.
Yeah, Rose, I saw the pic. Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading that the RNC is now saying for those people or the people that are running, if they use Trump's name or if they use his image or whatnot, whatever they collect from fundraisers, 5% has to go to Trump.
Oh,
for using
Whoa.
for using his name and his picture
and his likeness.
and his likeness. Yeah.
Wait. Say that again. I was reading something in the chat.
Yeah. 5% of whatever the RNC raises, or their people who are running as Republicans, if they use Trump's likeness, his image, or if they use his name, 5% of whatever they bring in has to go to Trump.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Jeanette's comment is so true. Except as a cautionary tale, he really has no, he really has no value as a human being. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, Jeanette, you have something there.
Well, I got a lot of wands popping out. I got the Page of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Both of them, as I was trying to shuffle, just jumped out of the deck. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Craziness.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
Hey, Rossi. Got a
Hi,
lot.
Rossi.
Right on.
Hi, Wayne. I saw Wayne in here too, I think. And Teresa, Pisces greeter, hugs to you. And who else popped in? Jeanette and Geek Hillbilly and Arlene.
Nice.
And Rose and Dorian.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. I had a couple of questions that got sent to me before the show. So I'm going to put up, the first one was from Rose Blue. And she asked, will the New York criminal trial hasten and help Melania's divorce? In my opinion, she's already packed and ready to go, just waiting for Barron to graduate.
That's pretty much it. He turned 18 March 20th. Yeah, there's no reason for her to stay. Once he graduates, they're gone. They're going to be in Europe so fast, you'd think they did it with mirrors.
You know, I think they may be gone, but I don't think she will go for the divorce until after the election, because I don't know. She would just do that much for him, even though she is just fit to be tied about this Stormy Daniels thing. And the other woman, I can't remember her name, but the
Karen McDougal or something like that.
Yes, yeah. Karen
Something
McDougal.
like that,
Yeah.
And she's just, she's just disgusted with the whole thing. But I don't think she will do it before.
He's had enough of it, eh?
She doesn't like all the poop.
Can you blame her?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She actually, her pride is wounded over
Yeah.
the whole thing. You know,
Oh, well,
this is in front of the world.
whether if you love each other or not, I mean, and I don't think that emotion was ever involved with those two.
This is
But
where she thinks
just
she's
the humiliation and the embarrassment of having the whole world know that your husband not only cheated on you just as you were giving birth to a son, but was doing it with a porn star and then trying to pay her off about it. I mean, that would be very humiliating.
She actually thinks he's going to end up in jail. She actually thinks that's where he's going to, if he lives long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, that's another thing. She probably
wild women that will have taken him down.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that she ever really cared about him, but yeah, she's not seeing the world through those rose-colored glasses anymore. Yeah, she's had enough, and I agree with you, Val. She is fighting mad.
She is, and she had the humiliation on the world stage over
Yes.
this. It's being rubbed, her nose is being rubbed in it, and
Yeah.
who would want that? You know,
I pull the wheel. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's all turning for her right now. You know, I think part of her is like, don't divorce him yet, because if, God forbid, he go to sleep and not wake up, she doesn't want to be out the door already, because she may miss out on any extra moolah coming her way if they're still married when he goes to sleep and doesn't wake up, you know.
I don't
So
think she thinks about that, because I think she already had a contract and her money's already somewhere else.
oh yeah, she's already got herself set. She's probably better set up than any of the kids.
She's extremely well set up. Don't ever think of poor Melania. And believe me, she will be out of there. If they signed an agreement for her to go through this election process, she'll be out of here right after, if, you know, no matter what. I guarantee that. And she is not sticking around for anything else but the
money.
Yes.
And don't forget, if she doesn't, right now, sorry, go ahead.
She's just as much a narcissist as he is.
They are.
Oh yeah.
Twin narcissists.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely. She is in it for she's savvy to the point of being savage about it. He's got to pay up he's got to pony up for everything. And she made it even worse for him. And did you see him at her mother's funeral?
Yes.
Do not get in my car with me. Do not touch me.
Oh God, that was
this is a real
that was beautiful to watch her.
And the look on her face looking at him. Get away from me. Don't get in my car. That is the real deal, because she could not hide that she's going through grief from her mother's passing, and this was the real Melania that you saw you know, at the loss of her mother. You know, he definitely was not the place she went for comfort.
No,
another narcissist.
I have seen her other times when, like, he was trying to hold her hand or something, coming off a plane or something. She's like, "Oh God, no! Get away from me!"
Oh yeah, that was. I mean, I don't particularly care about her, but in Nally and Zink, since her question was right along the same topic, I figured I'd go ahead and pop it up there. No, she's only in it for the money. That's all she's ever been in it for, is the money.
There is no part of her except for Baron. There is no part of her in her heart where she has any empathy or sympathy for Donald J. Trump. This is all about her and Baron now, and maybe her dad, who is still alive.
Yeah.
This isn't about anyone else. And
nope. That's all she cares about, is getting those two people and herself situated, set up, and out.
She loves her son, even though she's a narcissist. She still cares about him because he's her possession, whatever.
Yes.
Whatever you want to say.
Yes.
However narcissists work, right? You know.
Well, that's her only child, and you know, and he does have the Trump name, so yeah, she's going to do everything she can to make sure that he grows up to be a decent human being, unlike his father.
Correct. She really will, and she really is going to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's really because her mother and father actually loved her and gave her love, even though she was a narcissist.
Yeah.
She actually got love and attention from her parents.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Exactly.
she won't
Just
know
to
how to
point
give
out-
it. She's been taught how to give love.
Yeah.
But
And they were there to help raise Baron.
yes.
So he
Yeah.
was, yeah,
had
I think
human warmth and human understanding and empathy passed
Yeah.
on to him that he wouldn't have gotten from his father. And,
exactly.
you know,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And just to kind of point out that if Melania was to, well, if she divorces him, she's got a prenup and she's walking away with a good chunk of change. Okay. Now, if she decides to stick around and something happens to him, don't forget, okay, there might be insurance policies and whatnot that she inherits, but she also inherits the debt.
Yes.
One of the things that you do in a divorce is you divvy up the debt so that everyone knows who's responsible for what.
I
Considering
didn't think about
how
that.
much
Yeah.
debt she's in, she'd be better off to walk away now.
Not
wait.
walk away. She'd be better off to run like hell, you know?
If she had done a prenup that included, or even a contract that included her not being liable for his debt, is that something that she could actually put in there? Because she's pretty savvy, and she probably would have put something in there saying, I am not going to be responsible for your debt, and I want you to sign this agreement.
Yeah.
So
If
that
she
when
was
we
smart,
get
she
to
did.
a divorce,
How are you going to agree on the amount? The man lies about
Yeah.
everything.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
that's okay. Don't worry, baby. I'm only in Hawk for 20 million. And it turns out that's not the case, right?
Well, but they maybe have a prenup. I mean,
Yeah.
and that
This is
would
why I think Cleo, honestly, I think she got her money up front for a lot of different things. Extra contracts to be with him during his presidency, to be with him during this campaign. You know, she ponied up. I won't move to the White House unless you sign a contract for X, Y, and Z. So I think she already got some money up front.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's already,
so.
she wasn't waiting
We've
around.
got, you know
I
what?
pulled a card that just said the wise woman of Wonderland.
Yeah.
So if she's smart, she's going to be that wise woman.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, CYA, man, she doesn't want to get
Absolutely.
drugged down the drain with him and his kids. And she wants to make damn sure that Baron is taken care of and can live the life he's accustomed to living, which I don't know. Maybe people would think it's better, but I don't. But that's just me.
Mama has a good point. Can you override the law by writing a marriage contract? I don't know. If that,
I'm not. That may be a state thing.
Point.
Yeah.
Because then, you know, what would prevent someone from, you know, say, okay, I've got to go do time, so I don't want them to come in and confiscate my house and everything else. So how about I'm just, you know, everything is in the wife's name. And no, I think laws take precedent.
Isn't that the mobster way? Everything's in the wife's name for the mobster crowd in case the mobster has hit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think it also depends on what state you're in, what state you get married in. Because different, you know, is like this state, it takes you 2 years to get a divorce, and state next door, it takes you 2 weeks. So just because their laws are different. And hi, Clarence.
On the star
hi,
says,
hi, Lisa.
She wanted to know, does Trump have dirt or something that would damage Melania or cause her to be charged with a crime?
I think she has more dirt on him through the Russian contacts. She's you know, being handled by Russia. So for entertainment purposes only, as their asset. So therefore, I think she has the full game plan. he only gets fed certain things.
Yeah. And really, I mean, come on now. The woman posed nude all over the place.
She was like
know,
a
she
playmate practically. Come on.
Yes.
The whole
So,
thing.
Could you
Yes.
imagine if that had
Married-
been
they
Michelle
married to
Obama
him.
who posed for
Oh.
those kind of pictures?
Oh,
And what the right would have done with that? Oh my God. I mean, or if the, when Obama was running the first time, when Palin's oldest daughter got, unwed pregnant teen got pregnant and whatnot, and I kept thinking, what would they be doing if that had been Obama's oldest daughter getting pregnant as a teenager, unwed? Oh, I could just see and hear it in my head, the stereotypical trash they would have thrown out about it. And the one time I heard reporters throw out questions at Obama about it, about, trying to get some dirt, and he just stopped them dead in his tracks and said, "We don't talk about children. Our children are not running for office."
Book Bewitched has a very good point, and it really validates what Marina and
On the social work?
Yeah, as a CPS social worker, I relied on the truth. If the parent was in love with their child, they could be taught to be a good parent. Melania is crazy about Barron and how loving parents. This is what I stand by as well. But which I believe that is why you can look into the eyes of Barron and know his soul's still there. So
yes.
it's like there's a human being inside there that thinks and feels at a deeper level than his father, for instance. So you can tell he's a human being.
Yeah, I saw a little video clip, and I can't remember how long ago this was, but it was, Trump and Melania was behind him. Barron was kind of next to her, just slightly behind her. And anyway, he leaned down and he whispered, "Mom, are you okay?"
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. And that's the kind of son he is, that he will care about her and worry about her feelings and how she's doing.
Right.
And you know what? For a boy to do that, that takes sensitivity and, empathy. You have to have the empathy, and he got that. So he's,
from somewhere, but he got it. I mean, I've seen him back during the presidency, during the first run for office. I watched Barron keep up with the little ones running around on the stage, and he would be the one that kind of corral them and calm them down a little bit. And so he just struck me as a very conscientious young man, but like many, I refused to read on him because he wasn't old enough yet. It was like, he's not an adult. When he's an adult, we can talk about him all we want then. But even I say that, but with parameters, because he's not running for office.
Exactly.
I doubt very seriously if his opinion has been asked about this at all. I mean,
well, no, he's just a kid. But in response to the person that asked the question about if there was any dirt on Melania or Melania, what it was
Melania.
Those naming, the nomenclature is very attractive.
At any rate, no, there is not any dirt on her. I mean, I don't think she's done anything. I think she has totally removed herself from all of that stuff. The worst thing she did a really poor decoration of the White House for Christmas.
I second that.
Yes.
But other than that, no, I don't think that, in answer to that question, I don't think they have anything against her or even thinking about bringing something like that up. I'm sure Donald's not. He's scared to death of her. So
Russian handlers.
Yes. Alert. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was definitely sent by the Russians. Okay, one more question about Melania, and then we can maybe move on from there. and it was the hairdresser consultant money designated for Melania. That rings true to me without any evidence, but it feels right.
I think, yeah, and I can't disagree with you, Sherry. I think a lot of these kind of things were slush money
Yes.
going toward the fund me account. Fund
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
yes, they grifted so many ways. The kids, Melania, the whole family had their little side grifts that, you know, and they,
Yeah.
I don't know how, if all of them were aware of everything or not, but it was definitely a side hustle going on from everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Oh
Yeah,
God.
up to the
Yeah.
Three of Swords. So despite everything, she was still heartbroken by all of this.
Yeah.
Because she was humiliated by it. You know, I mean,
A worldwide humiliation. It
nobody wants
literally made her sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she's sorry her parents had to see that while her mom was still alive. It embarrassed her in front of everyone. Yeah.
Oh, and he probably got a kick out of it just because that's the kind of person he is. But okay, well let's let's jump over here to Rose's other question she had sent me. The Arkansas investigators have recommended criminal charges against Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Will she be charged, convicted, jailed? Any of the above? All of the above?
Unfortunately, I don't know what Sarah did.
She used, what was it, like 25 grand or something for her and a girlfriend to go gallivanting around Europe and just having a grand old time, and then claimed it was to purchase some fancy schmancy lectern for her to speak from, which looked like something off of a Star Trek set. And when they went to go look at the thing, it turned out to be a plastic model.
Correct.
It wasn't even functioning. And so basically she committed fraud, you know, and
she's the governor right now, right?
Yeah.
Don't forget. And they asked her for the paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get back to you. Like 6 months later, she still doesn't have her story straight or paperwork. So she created an inferno. This is trying to figure out how to frame this and be able to get out of it. She created a circus. It's going to send her back to the beginning. Yeah. This is the womb. She cannot get out of this. She's in the fight for her life. She knows it. No matter how many unicorn ideas she comes up with, she is in the dumpster, period. Yes, they will investigate and recommend criminal charges for this. It's too egregious. The slush fund fed to the vacation. Yes, this is too big. This is staring blatant in the face. Yeah.
Well, could it get her impeached as a governor?
She hasn't gone through any of that yet because it hasn't been finalized. She still hasn't presented them with, they asked her, can you please give us the reason why this is this? Yeah. Tell us give us the full information about where the money came from, where it went, and all of that. And she can't. She hasn't been able, I'll get back to you. 6 months later, still hasn't gotten back to them. It is not a done deal. It's in their investigation.
Right.
So if she doesn't respond by a certain date, which is coming up, they may recommend charges just because she can't defend herself. They already have an egregious act already, and it's there. There it is. A
Wow.
lecturing that in no way, shape, or form matches the billing of $20,000 or $25,000. No.
You
That's
don't
like
think
a
her
golden
dad?
toilet. It's like a golden toilet, but no.
Yeah.
No.
I'll pull the fool because that's what she's been. She's been absolutely foolish with the whole thing. I mean, just
she
blissfully going along and thinking, "Oh, I can do
I
this.
can
I'm
do
the
it.
governor."
I can
You
do
know?
it. He did it in so many ways, and she was speaker. She was what do you call that? Press secretary for a while.
Yeah.
So she knows.
Professional lawyer.
Yeah, and she figured she could get away with it. And who is her father? Another one of those types. And she figured, I'm above all of it too, and I
Well,
can
that's what I'm
do it.
saying. Won't her dad help her out when he come
He-
up with some?
He might, and I cannot say that some hush money might come along and pay somebody off. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They will definitely recommend charges. What happens after that, I don't know. If people might be paid off, because we're in the era of people accepting bribes, even though it's on the edge of not being kosher anymore.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I just would think that Sarah would be a lot smarter than that. Go ahead, Marina.
No. No.
dumb.
I mean, entertainment purposes only. That woman is as
She's pretty-
stupid as a bag
She's
of hammers.
stupid as a magpie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Meg.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
No.
Meg.
Yeah. No, she saw somebody else do it and she thought she could do it, except she's not smart enough to do it properly. No, this is just the beginning of things. There's a lot of stuff
Systemic
Yeah.
misuse of money,
yeah.
following the trails.
Yeah.
I'm getting the chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're forensic detectives right
Yeah.
now.
Well, how long's she been governor? Like a year or a year and a half or
Something like that.
Something like that. Not
not long. Not long.
She hasn't been there long.
She was busy.
Yeah,
She was busy taking away the labor laws on children so
Yes.
that they could put kids to work instead of putting them in school for an education.
Correct.
And then,
Well, it's
you know,
Arkansas, please. It's Arkansas.
Yeah, exactly. And you can marry your 13-year-old cousin, or
Yeah.
and I don't know if that's really true, but you can marry your 10 or 13-year-old. One of the states really just passed a law that you could.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't make this up, folks. I read it.
No.
Nothing
So
backwards
listen,
about that.
I heard this a little while ago, and I just want to know if you have any feelings on it. But in Arkansas, if you divorce your spouse, are you still cousins?
What about we give it to Marina? She won the internet. Oh my God.
That's great.
Marina, that is hilarious. And so I'm sorry to say, so true.
Yeah.
That is
Oh
a
my
very
God.
close gene pool. In that,
Listen, I almost wet myself the first time that I heard that. I thought that, yeah.
I have to say that makes me cry. It's so funny.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It is very good.
Yeah.
Well, Rossi's saying that there was a Kentucky representative that wanted to put a law up that first cousins could get married.
To strike a law that first cousins could get
To
married.
strike a law.
But no, it
Yeah.
wouldn't pass because there's too many first cousins who are married.
Well,
Yeah.
when you start seeing, you know, massive amounts of children being born with major defects and mental
Yeah.
issues, and it's usually comes from,
Intermarriage.
you know, first cousins and brothers and sisters and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Look you can only keep marrying so many first cousins. And by the time you get to the 10th or 20th first cousin marriage, you got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the gene pool that is not a good thing. You have to
Well,
go
that
out.
was part of what happened with a lot of the monarchies from
Yeah.
from
Europe,
before.
exactly.
They would only marry within their own ranks, and
even in Egypt with the pharaohs. So you have to go outside your
same,
gene
yeah,
pool to keep it healthy.
yeah.
Yes.
They say King Tut was severely deformed and whatnot
Yes.
because his parents were brother and sister or first cousins or something like that.
Yeah. And so, yeah.
No, there's a lot of genetic defect
Yeah.
that does run through the royal families in
Mhm.
Europe. Yeah, because of that, because of the intermarriage.
Yeah.
Whether there's spinal issues or the issues with the
Yeah.
jaw being bottom jaw being too forward, crazy and all that. So, did we not learn anything from that? Like,
Yeah,
do
I
we
know. Jeez.
remember when they said, okay, we've got two blue things and two brown things, and you put them together? And
Yeah.
did nobody remember
The
that?
problem, Marina, is in order to learn that, you have to be educated.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've had 50 plus years of one side doing their damnedest to make each generation more stupid than the one before,
Yes.
because stupid people are easier to lead around by the nose and
They are.
than smart
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
And when that wasn't going fast enough for them, that's when they started all the new stuff with school loans and upping the prices and everything. So it's like, okay, yeah, you can go get a college education, but you're going to be so deep in debt by the time you get done.
Yeah.
You'll never get out from under. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm laughing at Michelle Marie Astrological Tarot says my husband was from Kansas, ex-husband. And when I visited his family, it was a cousin effing mess. I found out that two of them hooked up at my wedding. Yeah, it's like, exactly. It's like, that's normal behavior.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's just crazy.
And we laugh about it, but as Book said, I mean, the real horror of all of this is the fact that, you have states like my state, you have states like Mississippi right next doors. Texas hasn't gone that way yet, but they're pushing it. You've got Alabama, you've got sections of Georgia, sections of North Florida that, I mean, these are some of the most inbred, dumbass people you'd ever want to meet. It's like, where were you when God was passing out brains? I mean, I guess you missed the bus because you didn't get any. It's sad because it's not only sad for them, but it's sad for the community and society around them.
They
because
lose.
they all suffer for it.
Yes, exactly. It's a loss for society when we don't have people who have strong genes and a brain that is functional with the good gene traits, strong gene traits from, new gene pools, tapping into new gene pools. And plus, this lowering of education hurts the whole world.
Yes, it does.
This is so bad for the world and for all of our kids coming forward, not educating them to everything that is going on all around the world and keeping them up to date on what has happened in our history, what is the true history, and how we can learn from it, because you do not want to repeat. And we're getting a repeat. What is it? Hitler, Stalin, Putin.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take a genius if you spend any time in history. Mussolini. I mean, I could go on, but we don't need to. We understand.
Yeah, it's truly frightening to stop and think about how many adults are functionally illiterate.
Yep.
And I mean, the United States, one of the strengths of this country for over 100 years was the fact that everyone got an education, and it was emphasized and it was made important that no matter where you were in the country, everyone was provided a good education, because the founding fathers and those that followed right after them saw the importance of, if you have an educated electorate, then you have people who are doing and providing work and ideas that benefit the whole.
Exactly.
But when you start tearing that down, then you get a state full of dumbasses that don't know which they don't know which end is up.
And it's obvious this is a plan to dumb down society so they can continue running it. It's
right.
obvious. It's obvious. Just look at the MAGA crowd, and you can see what the reasoning is. But
Exactly.
yeah, so I have to say, Rossi says they want white people to keep being white. The mixing of races is an abomination to him. And I just laughed because, I'm married to a man whose family came from Italy and came from Germany. So, I mean, you can't get away from the fact that we're all from different places. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. You need to mix up the races. You need to mix them up. You need to mix them.
And I think that's when the push for all of this really started to get heavy with the right, was when geneticists and stuff started coming out with, well, in another, 50 years, we'll be such a blended racial conglomeration that everybody will be part of everything, And I think the thought of that just terrified them, that, oh my God, their pristine blood would be tarnished.
There is such thing as pristine blood. And
no, there isn't. But I mean, that's their thinking, it just, it's ridiculous.
They do say that a new blood type, they are saying a new blood type will be discovered. They said it was D or C. I don't know what they're saying it is. It's a whole nother blood type. So that's going to be interesting.
Well, the Neanderthal, the blood type of Neanderthal.
The blood
Neanderthal. I'm just making that up.
The Neanderthals seem like they were smarter than us when I start looking at our society today. At least they knew they had to get out, they had to get food, they had to eat it. And then the day starts again. You have to go out, you have to get food, you have to eat it. At least they weren't causing trouble.
Yeah, that's how you learn things, by interacting with other cultures and seeing how they do
all
things.
The wonderful things we have in this country now that are meshed and melded from all different parts of the world, that we've kind of adopted and adjusted to make fit for everyone, and everybody enjoys it. I mean, I could go around the corner and eat tacos. I'm not in Mexico.
I love other cultures.
I could go the other corner and eat Italian. I'm not in Italy. I mean, I can go across the street and eat Polynesian food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nowhere near there. So
I have to say, I love it. And I mean, I love Thai food, and we have one of the best Thai restaurants around. So I'm just like so happy. I love Indian food. And even when I went to India, that was a fun experience, eating that food. But I have to say, I love the different cultures, and I love to travel. So I can't understand why anyone wouldn't want to absorb all of that.
When I was in LA, and I got to meet up with Arthur, and he took us out to a Cuban restaurant.
I like
Cuban food. And I was like, I've never had Cuban food.
Cuban food is good.
Oh my God, it was so good. It was like discovering a whole new world. It was like,
I love Armenian food. Oh,
Yeah, no.
it's all kinds of little beautiful dishes with the naan bread. You know, you just put it all on there and you eat it, and it's just all with lots of yogurt and little meats and little yums. I can't even describe it, but the sauces that they use and everything, it's just melts in your mouth. Everything is delicious. And you know, I think
one of the things
food. Yeah.
One of the things we do in our department at the university, when our grad students present their final dissertations and whatnot, they throw a party. You know, their family will come and friends, and they invite all the other grad students and all the faculty and staff to come. And depending on what country they're from, I have seen some spreads laid out that mamas and wives and stuff bring. It's like, goodness gracious. Why aren't you people this big around if you're eating this kind of food all the time? I mean, just all kinds of wonderful dishes that I never would have been exposed to if not for that, you know, because we've got students from around the world.
Well, I know. And I worked with a wonderful Filipino gal who made the best lumpia, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but oh my God, they're like rolls with cabbage and a whole bunch of different things. They're like spring rolls in you know, Chinese, but these were so delicious. Oh my God, I could eat those by the bucket full. And oh my gosh, loved it.
Totally.
Anyway, how do we get food?
Now I'm hungry.
Let's get off the food because I'm getting hungry and I haven't eaten yet today. So I'm gonna have to run up to Checkers and grab a burger. Okay, let's see. Next up, we got a question. What was the stack of papers 45 carried out of court today?
That was a prop.
Yes.
Oh, nice. That would make sense, because why the hell would he be carrying papers? He never would, because he's the king. The king doesn't have to
people
carry
for that.
Papers. No.
Yeah.
No. He's not. He has other people to port and carry. He wouldn't be doing that.
What the hell would he do with them anyway? He can't read them.
Yeah, so, I mean, exactly. He can't read them. What's he gonna do with them?
I mean, if you listen to Noel Castler,
had his picture on it, so maybe that's he thought they belonged to him because there wasn't.
I guess if they drew pictures or had hand puppets, he would know what they said. But I know if you listen to Noel Castler, who worked for him on the Celebrity Apprentice show for years, and you know, he's flat out come out and said that if it's more than 2 syllables, he can't say it. He's incapable of looking at a word and sounding it out and saying. And if it was more than 2 syllables, he would freak out on people. You know, you're trying to trick me to sound stupid or something.
Marie Sutton says Ben Micella said the lawyers gave him a picture book to keep him busy.
Yes.
What's his coloring book? Somebody says.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, just shut up and just here, Donald. Here's pictures that you can color in. Just stay within the lines,
please.
So in between his you know, his pouty face, he was coloring in his color book.
Now, do you remember when he was first elected? And there was, I can't even remember what it was, that a press conference or something. Anyway, and he was talking about having reduced the amount of paperwork necessary to do something. And in front of him, there were stacks and stacks of paper, just paper, blank sheets of paper. And he was saying, see, it used to take so many forms, and now we reduced it. Now it only takes this many forms. And it's like, Dumbass. They're all blank.
Yeah, he
some
allowed the camera to
people
get close
are
enough to look at the
paper.
papers to see it was just blank paper.
Oh, it's just hilarious.
I remember that. Oh my God.
I remember that too. And it's really true. They were blank.
Well, and all the blank papers now are no longer blank. They're sitting in file boxes in the bathroom.
Correct. Because, he's cultivating his crop of papers so that he can
Yeah.
go to heaven. I don't know why. Oh,
Thanks,
the
Linda.
Russian bear claw is involved. Of course.
Yes.
Thank you, Sharon Sipe. She's in there putting everybody's channels in.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. Yeah, it's a leap of faith to think that they're anything other than a prop.
Exactly. Because he can't read. So,
3 of Swords again.
Yeah.
I keep getting the heaven card for him. So, a little ominous.
Well, I'm not going to say that I would wish any harm upon him.
No.
But if any harm was to befall him, I have the perfect dress I could wear.
Oh, but you know what? When I see that heaven card, it's a little bit like I think his mind goes. And so he's in his own la la land. So to him, that's heaven. And I think he kind of stays there. I don't even think he comes back out of it. So I think he's going to have a little snap. Something's going to.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's snapped quite a while back. He's just been fairly good at hiding it.
Yeah.
Or at least his handlers are good at hiding it,
Yeah.
Of course, I couldn't hide it when he's been sleeping.
Yeah.
I mean,
and when people start getting Alzheimer's, they do nap a lot. It's like their brain, like they just go to sleep a lot. And
my mom would sleep off and on, sometimes a whole 24 hours, sometimes in little sporadic bits.
Yeah.
But when she started really getting bad, and I think kind of the last few times that she could really rationalize what was happening to her, she started fighting going to sleep because she was terrified when she woke up, she wouldn't remember what she remembered then.
Oh.
And so I don't know if that's a common trait, but it really hit me that she would be afraid to go to sleep for fear that she wouldn't be able to remember as much tomorrow as she remembered today.
Oh.
And a lot of times it was like that with her. It was just like she'd cruise along at a certain level and then zoom, she'd have a drop off and she'd lose a whole bunch of abilities, and then she kind of cruise along and then another drop off, and then it got to where it was just a constant day to day to day. It just, you never knew, what she would be able to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, diseases like that, it's a horrible thing to see somebody go through.
Terrible.
But you think, you grow old, okay, I can't physically do what I did before, but I'll have my memories to keep me company. Well, what if your memories get taken away from you?
Oh.
That's pretty sad. I mean, I believe firmly that there's a part of them that's still deep down in there and knows what's going on.
Somewhere there is. Yeah.
But they can't get out, So, but not to bring it down.
Dimensional beings. We aren't just this one little piece of us. But Lori says her mom did the same thing with her dementia, dozing and off on and on. Yeah.
Towards the end, my mom would sit and have crying spells where she would spend all day and cry. She didn't know why she was crying. Nothing, she wasn't physically hurting or nothing had happened to upset her, but
I think she was just releasing things.
Yeah, I'm sure,
Letting go.
But it's hard for the person taking care of them because you can't make them feel better, and it's a horrible, horrible disease, one that we really need to do something about. That's when Nancy Reagan started pushing for late-term abortions to be made legal as well, because a lot of the research for dementia and Alzheimer's come from the stem cells from late-term abortion babies, because they've developed enough by that stage that while it's a horrible thing that this has happened, there is a use for it. It's not just a wasted death. I mean,
Well, I really believe CRISPR technology is going to have this breakthrough where they have a cure for many things, including Alzheimer's. So I think we just need to hang in there, and I don't think it will be more than a few years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree completely. Okay, ladies, we are at 1 hour and 35 seconds. And we have really one question left, and that was from Julie. And do we think
we're
there's going to be a war?
The answer is no.
Right. I agree.
And then Biden just laid out a whole new batch of sanctions to Iran for crap they pulled.
It's a big fat no on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Biden's not going to let us get into a situation where it's going to escalate to that.
Exactly. He's not going to get into the middle of a conflict that's been going on for eons of time, because no.
It's just besides, what's the big deal? Didn't Jared Kushner solve all that anyway?
Well, you're right.
I thought. I mean, Netanyahu is his godfather, or whatever they call it in the Jewish faith.
And then they also ask, will the House pass help for Ukraine? I think they will. Yes. I think they finally will. I think that little Johnson guy is going to risk his position as a speaker, and he may lose it, but at least he is finally doing the right thing. And even he says that he's just trying to do the right thing, and he doesn't think it. I think they are. I think they are going to finally do that. I hope it's not too late.
Yeah.
No, it won't be too late, because I really believe that the end is near for Putin. So I really think their regime is going to fall apart in many ways.
Yeah.
And I agree with Cleo on the Mike Johnson. He actually is trying to do some things that are
because he knows that the interference that they've created is just, people just can't believe it. They just can't believe it. This keep going on and on and on, and that to have the Republicans in the House being such a complete embarrassment on top of everything else. I mean, they're just an embarrassment. I think he is finally trying to do the right thing. He says he's trying to do the right thing. We'll just have to see how it goes. And if they take him out and decide to get rid of him, I don't think that's a bad thing either.
No. Well,
no.
We all have
to be done.
It's past. It's okay. And you know what? I'll tell you, I think we're going to hear that Putin is no longer around at some point in June.
I believe you're right, Marina. I do. That makes perfect sense, and I believe that time is coming soon.
Oh yeah.
Cat Mama Meow Dewdrop In is saying, and I knew this. Deb at Purple Elephant is trying a new CRISPR technology. CRISPR technology slices into the gene and is able to put the information in, just like they did with the COVID virus, telling it, giving it new instructions, new information on how to behave inside the body. And so you can literally make genetic information to tell that cells to do what you want. The genetic coding has been broken. So they can just go in and program it in You notice how fast they got COVID fixed.
Yes.
So that is how fast they're going to be doing crazy things, crazy good things for Alzheimer's, for cancer, for all of these things. And yeah, they'll need people doing trials like Deb, where they get the answers that this really is the way to go. So I think they're going to do that very soon. And I think within 4 to 6 years, so many things are going to get cured.
Yes.
Through this. Yeah.
I just saw my orthopedic surgeon last month, and he was like, well, do you want to keep coming back or just stop? Because, we're not doing surgery right now or anything. And I was like, no, maybe once every 6 months or so, just to kind of come in, touch base, let you make sure everything's going okay. And, that way if something takes a turn for the worse, you're already up to date on what's going on. And he says, I think that would be best. And then we just started talking about the different things with surgery, because he's had back surgery. He was in a bad car accident decades ago. So he knows firsthand what his patients are going through. And I said, well, I just keep waiting for the day when I can go in to an outpatient service, have somebody whip out a laser and go zip, 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 and I'm all done and I'll leave and I'm fine.
There will be the day when that is
and
so.
He just laughed. He said, it will happen. He says, I don't know if we'll be alive when it does.
It
says,
definitely
"But it is
will happen sooner than that. It's going to happen not in the not too distant future, and you will be alive probably. I don't know if you'll want to do it then, but
if it takes the pain away, sign me up.
Yes.
If I could actually move around like normal again, I'm there.
Yeah.
So, because it sucks not being able to do things or move certain ways or because of your back, it really sucks.
Or your back, you need it for everything. Every movement.
That's your core support, your whole system.
Yeah.
And so, well, y'all, we've been at it an hour and 7 minutes. We did go over a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for all of the wonderful thoughts and questions and responses and hellos and all that good stuff.
And you know what? Thank you. I mean, you guys laugh at us. And you make us laugh. And I so appreciate that because I love
we look at some really dark stuff for a lot of our readings, and we have to dip into some really icky, yucky energy sometimes to get answers. And so when y'all get silly in the chat that makes us laugh, that's like having something
exactly
down, get some of the icky off. And so
totally.
That's it.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Anything planned, ladies, for the next week?
I
think we got polyterology tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
And
then there's a new show happening on Saturday.
Yes, the new one.
The new one.
Folks, tune in to the real psychics of YouTube.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
That's going to be on Saturday. Everybody come. It's at like 4 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to watching it. That's for sure. So
you are not going to want to miss it, folks.
No, absolutely.
And Saturday night at 11 p.m., Night Owls is coming out, and we're going to discuss the California Dreaming Trip. What happened and why and how I made it home.
There you go.
And so thank you, everybody, for coming and spending time with us tonight. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your laughter. Thank you, ladies, for inviting me to be in this group from the very beginning anyway. So it means a lot to me. And I thank y'all for that. So, okay, everybody have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.